Hi folks, and welcome to the Film Homework channel, and I'm obviously in the forest again, and today I want to show you another little Swiss Army knife project with my Victorinox Ranger. And what I want to try is, I've got this branch of hazel. It's dry hazel, and it's a little bit rotten, so I don't know how it will turn out. And what I want to try today is to whittle something like a little stylized owl, which is nice to do to keep in your pocket as a Metuke or something, or a comfort pebble or something. I haven't done this in this way before, so apologies if it doesn't turn out the way I intended. But what I wanted to start with is I want to put on a little recession, and I want to carve the top like. You can also saw this. I'm using I revert to a potato peeler grip because that's maybe a little bit better, and I'm already having some problems with the grain, but I will go and try, because if the peasant can't swim, it's always the swimming trunks. I have experienced that it is always a great thing to start with if you put some sort of a triangular section on it, and I'm just starting that way. I'm using a locked wrist cut. There are a lot of wormholes in it, but well, what I want to do now is just going on. You can take a branch that's maybe not rotten. Fresh wood also carves a little bit easier, and I want to put on. Remove the edge of the triangular section a little bit, and I'm creating sort of a flat section here, like so, and deepening the recession a little bit. So, and taking the other way around, using the potato peeler grip. Take care not to cut yourself, by the way. And since it's a little bit rotten, I need to remove a little bit. Like, what you're left with is something like this. I want to add, taking my index finger as a measurement, I create a little notch down here with a rolling cut. Now what you're left with is something like this, and now using a stop cut, pushing the back of your blade with your thumb, and you're left with something like this. And what I want to do now is I want to cut away from the cut diagonally. So other side too. By the way, the silly face I make is for free. And creating a sort of a flat surface here. Like so. Now I'm defining. This will be the beak of the owl, and I'm further defining it by cutting away. So, and I'm creating a flat surface above the beak, like so. So, now it's already time to, a little bit of refinement still, but then it's time to work on the eye section. In order to do this, I will take my small blade because it's a little bit more dexterous for that, and carving out the brows of the owl. In an arch. Like so. Now I'm carving with a, you see, I move my elbow in order to follow the arc of the brow. Doesn't look the part, but as I said, it's and again, this time I'm moving my elbow in the other direction in order to see. Actually, this is the fascinating thing about carving, that it often involves the whole body. By the way, don't do this if that's I just didn't think about it, and don't move your blade to your face, and it's already time to define it a little bit more. Now I'm that's almost, it was almost disaster striking. And putting on some eyes. If you were a beginner, don't carve towards yourself. If you're doing this, there are also ways how you can do this with children, and this is obviously not it. And well, the wood is also a little bit problematic in that, well, it's halfway rotten, and I'm carving out eyes. So Now it is time to add a little notch over here. Like so. And I'm further defining a recession on the top. And carving out the ears of the owl, which are not ears, by the way, but people always call them ears. And a little bit of defining the notch. I haven't been carving this delicate stuff for quite some time now, and so apologies if it doesn't work too great. What I'm doing now is I'm defining the head of the owl by going all the way around, but in a diagonal motion, like so. It's a little bit of a strange owl, but carving towards the beak, further defining the beak. I always find it intriguing how difficult it is to carve the face of an animal that doesn't have a lot to do with our species, and you really need to learn how to look, and to how to, well, I think you have to feel the animal if this it's sort of a thing that you that we normally don't we have little in common with birds and with owls, and I personally think it's a good way to get to know nature, and well, apart from the therapeutic aspects of carving per se, I think it's also a nice exercise in getting to know nature, and well, so this is obviously a pretty much stylized owl, and now I'm removing the edge of the triangular section, like so. And what this does, it creates a nice platform for you to define something like the wings. And actually, this is my way how I carve this owl. But I think the principle is that you start with sort of a triangular cross section. That's really, really helpful. And actually, there are a million other ways to carve birch. And it's also a little bit of a process, and you need to go back and forth and need to modify your steps on the go, and it's always sort of as a friend of mine used to say, all art is recovery from the first step. And well, the thing is, don't get intimidated by the fact that you most certainly will ruin it, as I just did. As I said, the silly face I'm making is for free, and it's sort of a grumpy owl, and now you're left with sort of an elliptical shape here, and at the base of the elliptical shape you can add another notch. And pretty much defining it already, because you need to go rather deep into it. And I'm defining the elliptical shape a little bit more. Like so. And now I'm removing the and we're getting there. What I want to do now is I want to cut along the edges of said elliptical shape on both sides, taking care not to cut yourself. Actually, I am currently applying a little bit too much force, and well, don't do this. Rather use several cuts, because it's as said, all art is recovery from the first step. What I want to do now is I want to follow the outlines that I just made with the tip of my knife. Just putting sort of an edge to define, well, like so. And now for the other side. setting the blade at an angle to the cut we just made along the edges of the elliptical shape, which will be the body. I will like so. Oh, what's that? Over. Defining the ears and the head of the owl further. Which, by the way, are not ears, but feathers. But people always call them ears, so I also call them ears. And why not making some sort of a wood spirit, like a crossover of between an owl and a cat or something, and and like that, you are already halfway to defining the wings. So. Putting on some cuts like that and cutting towards the definition stop cuts. Now we can create the claws. And I do this by defining a recession between them and hollowing out the place beside them, over them, above them, was the word, if words were my language. And like so. The light's getting a little bit dim. And what you want to do is you want to create sort of a pyramid shape, like so. And in between the edges of the pyramid shape, you can carve out sort of triangular cross sections. Please take care, because this is a slip joint folder. If you are boring with the tip, always take your fingers to stabilize. And don't use a lot of force. Same goes over here. And not beautiful, but rare. And curving out like so. And actually, I think I will just make it just abbreviate this a little bit because it's really getting dark, and what you want to do is to create the illusion of the claws clinging to something or so. And so you need to actually create the illusion of like so. So since they are since it's really getting dark, and actually I think you already get the gist where this is headed. Carving an owl in the twilight. I need to refine the eyes a little bit, and I need to really this is really rough and tumble, and so I will just cut off a piece of the branch like so, like this one here or something, in order to better to fit it into my backpack and work on it later, because this is something you can always put away your project if you're not feeling like it, or it's getting dark, or it's not a competition, you know. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to do you good, and it's a little bit shorter now, but always keep in mind that you need a piece to cling to, and I'm always amazed how versatile these knives are. These little contenders are really, really awesome for a lot of bushcraft tasks, and personally, this is what I'm doing with a knife, and thing is, I think if more people would think along these lines, not that I were in any way entitled to be the example for anyone, but I think we got it back to the front, and when I think about the times when I was a kid, and well, this is what we did, like so, and it wasn't a problem. It wasn't that we always had to train for something, or for shit hit the fan, or that's what's annoying me a little bit, because people are missing out on the fun. and well, get yourself some fun. It's good for your soul to sit in the woods carving silly little thingies, and you know, that's a good thing, and this is what I mean. And I think get yourself some mushrooms. I just found this little fellow here. I think it's I don't know the name in English, but it is in the same family as Boletus and Seps, and actually looking into it, well, it's pretty beautiful, and I will take that home. And well, make yourself a brew, and sit on a stump and carve yourself something if you feel like that, if you feel so inclined. You can also just sit on a stump and listen to the birds and forage for mushrooms. I got myself some walnuts. I got myself some apples, and you know, these are the good things in life. And why concentrate on the bad things? And well, if you train, if you see it from a training perspective, this gives you knife skills. And after carving a sculpture with your knife, carving a tent peg is not a challenge at all anymore, or making feather sticks or something. And you will pretty much benefit from this. And not just because you get some old sculpture afterwards, or what's it? Maybe it's just some odd wood spirit or something. Didn't turn out the way I was expecting. Maybe the eyes need to be bigger. I think the eyes need to be bigger. But no harm done. I can correct that, all right. And as I said, all art is recovery from the first step, and you need to understand an hour in order to carve it. And it's maybe even harder to carve an abstraction, because I really love those pictish image stones. I didn't want to say picture stones, but because pictish picture stones, where they made abstractions of animals, or maybe there's this vessel from Nuremberg in Hallein, or from Vix in France, or Vix, je ne sais pas comment je devrais prononcer ça. And there is this stylized animal, and this is so great because it's not just that they didn't know how to create this animal. We make an abstraction we often make an abstraction of the animal that's rather, well, it's rather naive. And the Celts, or the Celtic or Scythian cultures, or the Getudakian culture, and other cultures who made zoomorphic sculptures, really got that wired. And this is something, there is this predator animal chasing a duck. This is a bronze vessel, and the duck is swimming towards the snozzle of the vessel, and behind it is this animal, this hunter animal hunting the duck, and it makes the handle of the vessel, and it morphs into the shape. And but what I want to say is, often you get spirals on the shoulder blades of the animals, and lines into the body, and this is in line with prehistoric, Neolithic, Paleolithic depictions of animals, where there is this line, this lifeline into the body of the animal, and this is a deep understanding of the animal, and not a crappy naive rendition of our image of what we think we have seen, because we are deeply in our culture, we are deeply disconnected from nature. So that's I think that's the culprit. Often we make some, when if we do abstractions like I do, it's not that I'm pointing a finger at anyone, but it's also it's just me, and that and we are disconnected from the world of animals and from the understanding of the animal world, and this is maybe a sign of this happening. And well, I think there's lots to think about, and you don't think about things like these if you are constantly in a hurry to batten through knotted hardwood, or well, show off your latest military survival knife. You know, I recently made a video about my Glock survival knife, and the thing is that we are missing out on a lot of things. It's not a criticism on my part on for people who do this, who train for survival, and it's not. Don't get me wrong on that. There's not, but I think we are missing out on a lot of things because it's not that hard to reconnect with nature, and it's not that hard to go back, and you don't need to return to the cave in order to do this. It's just that you need to acknowledge that you are missing out on several aspects, and these aspects are really fun, and this is really, really cool. And I personally, I'm living for this. I'm for these feelings of well, this is almost like an enlightenment, if that bold word be allowed for once. I'm not one to claim anyone's enlightened, because we are all little buggers out there trying to make sense out of this strange thing called life, and so that's not something I would say that's but you know, what I want to say is, get out there and don't be afraid to be a little bit whimsical. It's just, well, what's the harm? There's no one watching. It's just the forest and you. And if you want to, if you carve a little gnome or a mushroom as a decoration for your home, and where's the harm? It's not. You know, the thing is, there's a lot of toxic masculinity going on especially in the survival scene, and sometimes I get the impression, and I'm not bashing anyone, don't get me wrong on that, but it almost seems like people need to reaffirm themselves that they are a man. Well, last time I looked, I was one, was a man, and was sitting on the toilet, and I was making contact with a with a toilet, and that's a commonplace, and well, it's not better or worse than being a woman or being everything in between. If you are a man, it's just you're a man, and that's not nothing. That's not an achievement on your part. That's just happened. And if someone is a two-spirit person, well, that just happened too, and and there is no reason that a man should not be whimsical. If you are firm in your masculinity, and I'm saying that because I was talking to an acquaintance of mine, and he was like, you're always carrying this whimsical stuff, and I was like, hey, so what? And he was like, well, but that's not masculine, and also he's really quite good at bushcrafting and survival, and does overnighters, and knows a lot of things, and actually that's not what I'm saying. It's not any old douchebag running around and talking a lot of bullshit. But and we had this discussion, and it was like, well, I really don't understand your meat noises in that occasion, because, well, it's not. I'm not suddenly gay because I'm carving funny little gnomes or a little heart, and that's not going to happen, because I'm still myself, and I'm carving these things because I just have fond memories about that, and there's no restriction on thinking about art and stuff. And but this is another thing. Maybe that's a whole series of videos claiming sovereignty and masculinity and femininity. And thing is, it's getting dark. And I think you can't even see me anymore, and maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me. I hope I could inspire you, and I know this isn't perfect, and actually this is my message to you. It doesn't need to be. You can work on it. You don't need to be better than anyone else. You need to be better, or you can be better than you were yesterday. And I hopefully will be better. Will carve a better oil tomorrow, or when I'm capable of getting at it again. And thing is, go out there, have fun, and screw all these internet discussions. It's just you in the forest, and if you want to do if you want to carve some whimsical stuff, it's also pretty okay, and it's just get out there and enjoy the forest. And you know what I want to say now. Stay sane and healthy, and well, the thing is, just get at it, and please don't cut yourself. It happens, as you have seen. I almost cut myself too, because I was a little bit distracted by talking to a box. And so please take care, and thanks for watching, thanks for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.